How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggly. I'm on, and today we're getting it played, or at least we're finishing up our Drawn to Adventure campaign. So this is a little roll and write game that should be quicker than it is. But you play over 3 different maps, and luckily you can kind of split them up, and it doesn't really impact the game too much. Probably the way I would recommend playing it. But we are going into our third kingdom. We're going to see if we can beat the solo bots. Unfortunately, these bosses have been like destroying us. And I went online to see if anybody talked about it. Unfortunately, this game seems to have like gone under the radar. Like it really wasn't like, big blow up like some other games. So there's not much chat about it. But even in like the FAQ and things like that, there's not a lot like that clarified what I might have been doing wrong. So as far as I know, I'm doing everything right. I'm using things the way they should be. So yeah, I mean, it's what it is. So we're gonna go with it. We're gonna keep going. I just believe it's hard. It is not an easy solo mode. So let's go ahead and flip over the camera. Let's go ahead and get ourselves going. I can see why you might like Lord of the Rings if you had to pick up the Bolorina. How you doing, David? All right, so we are set up. I just randomly picked a kingdom. There's 2 kingdoms left. You're supposed to roll the dice. It tells you which kingdom, blah, blah, blah. Same with the baddie. I just selected one. So be it. I don't know if one is easier or harder than the other because they really don't say. So in the Elf Kingdom, which is our last one, we do have the ability, this is new. So we can spend 4 potions to get a coin. So that's a way to really ramp up your coin production. So one thing, let me make sure I didn't have any. Yeah, I didn't think I had any potions left because he kept stealing them from me last game. And then we didn't have any left. All right. So we can grade some coins. That's new. Everything else is the same. You can only enter and exit the bridge spaces from the sides that attach to land. Okay. So we can only get to this final boss from here and here. And that's key because the final boss is 2 rubies, which give us the most points. So I'm just going to beeline it to him. And then this one's got rubies. So I'm going to go here and then try to come down to, really, it looks like all 3 bosses have rubies, except for this one, the 4th boss. So yeah, I think I'm just going to beeline it here, go down here and try to get down to here. This one actually, it shouldn't be too hard because we've already got that. This one's a guaranteed complete because we have this right here. Unfortunately, the only way I can get there is by going around. So we'll see. So this one, I think this one, and then we'll come back and do that one. This one's harder because it does require... actually, this one's hard too because it requires the 2 keys to be inside of the bag. So I'm going to do it. Just beeline down here and bank some keys as I go down there. This one's harder because I have to do both the horseshoe and the sword in the same thing. From your shirt, you invested in cryptocurrency. Yeah. All right. And then for our baddie, it is the Mad Alchemist. Let's see here. We're going to end the game if we get 9 cross-outs, meaning we have to... And this is something else, part of the game. We basically have to let her take these, or him. I don't know if it's a him or her. Because if they don't, then that's how they get these X's. And once we get 3 X's and 3 rubies, we're game over. The coin is really low. But luckily, the coin is way down here. Which is less likely to get. That's really the worst one is the coin, the ruby, and the X's. The gold I'm not as worried about unless the X's get high. So... yeah, guess we'll see. We'll go from there. We're going to start off. All right, so we're just going to beeline it to... Yeah, we're just going to beeline it to down here, I think. The other option is to come up here and then go across and come down. I mean, if I get 2 keys in the first couple rolls, then that kind of solves the problem too. I got to move anywhere. I think this was a sword and I flipped it. All right. So this is what we've got. This is what we've got. All right. Horseshoe, she's going to take away potions. I have no potions, so that would immediately give them an X. I don't need a horseshoe. I need a... Well, actually, I do need a horseshoe. Horseshoe would move me here. So instead of this, if I take... Oh, no, there is no horseshoe. Why did I think there was a horseshoe? Oh, because I knocked that one die over. So she would take this, which is a ruby. I'm kind of fine with her taking a ruby. I don't need this. So maybe I do need to move anywhere. And then I do the key, so I can bank the key. Yeah, so we're going to do the move anywhere. And then she will take the... I'm going to call it a she. I don't know if it's a he or a she. Looks like an old witch. So we're going to call it a she. So she's going to take the arrow. And I'm going to take the key so I can bank the key. All right. So we're going to use the move anywhere to come down here. Then we're going to use the key to bank said key. And then she is going to get a ruby. All right. And we're off. All right, so we need another key. We got another key. Problem is, she's going to take another arrow. Oh, we're going to lose like right off the bat. Yeah, because she's going to... Oh, no, hang on. She did this. Forgot we need to move our cards. So she would take the key, which I don't care. Well, no, I want the key. So if I take the key, then she's going to take the book, which is going to cross off two things out of my reserve. Which sucks. Because I could get... I know one, which is the sword. I would just give up the sword. And I need a sword so I can come up here. And I have no potions, so I have no way to convert that. So basically, I'm going to be banking two things. She's going to take the two things I bank. If I take the book, then she will be... No, she's going to take the book. No matter what. Yeah, so I'll be taking an arrow. Which I can't bank. That sucks. So I can't bank an arrow. Because my arrows are full. And it can't reroll because I have no potions. I could get potions if I got a star. I don't have a star. What do I need to complete this? I need a key to complete this, and this allows me to move. I need the key to complete this. It has to be in my bag. And if I let her have the key, then she'll get another gem, which makes this deadly, because that's already going to be at a skull. I'm doing the key. She's going to take the book. I get this I can't use. So, bank the key. And there's nothing I can do with that die. I feel like there should be... One person on BGG said some characters are stronger than others. Yeah, I think I know something else they said about when solo. Some characters don't interact well with solo, but the problem we're running into isn't really necessarily my abilities not activating. It's that I don't have enough to do anything. So hunting grounds is D. Where's D? C, B, A. Where's D? Oh, D, way down here. Not going that far. Yeah, I feel like if there's a die that you can't use, there should be a, like, something else you could do, right? Because, like, say you're the last player and you have to draft a die that you can't use, and then you don't have any mana to do anything with it. Quest log, okay, reserve. Movement, caves. There's the drafting. I don't think there is. I think you have to use your gems. And the problem with the arrow is the arrow would move me back this way and I can't go that way. After players draft a dice, each player drafts a second dice. Next simultaneous turns, moving in special powers, maps, quests, challenges. And it says, completed quests give immediate rewards and enable your adventure to move into or through them using movement. That doesn't make sense. Where's movement? Each ability has a corresponding movement direction, spin quest die, and reserve ability to move in any number of space in indicated direction. When moving, your adventure can only be moved onto or through completed quests. You cannot move through or onto incompleted quests. Wait a minute. That completely changes the game. I've been playing it wrong since day one. So I have to... I didn't think you could complete... How do I complete a quest if I'm not standing in here? Yeah, see, it shows I can't move into that square because it's not completed. But he's standing in a square that's not completed. So that's kind of hypocritical. Is that the right word? Hypocritical? Spin something. Completing challenges. The most basic use of quest dice is to cross out challenges. To cross out challenge, it must be part of an active quest. Adjacent hex. You must spin the matching quest die or reserved ability. Once you've crossed out all challenges on a quest, the quest is considered completed. So that previous turn, I took the move anywhere die. Now, does the move anywhere die override that rule? So free movement. You need to start back all the way over at quest 1. Free movement. Take a movement action in any direction, choosing following normal rules. Okay, no, you need to follow normal rules. So, on that first turn, what was the other die that was left? I think it was a sword. We'll say it was a sword. So I couldn't have moved on that first turn. I couldn't have moved here. The only way I can move here is with a key. But I could have completed this quest. So this is weird. You have to complete the quest. All right, so let's say instead I would use that die to complete this quest, which then would get me this reward. Maybe that would make it a little easier though. Because now I'm thinking about it, that would make it easy, because I could just complete all the quests around me without being in those spots. I kept having to try. I kept thinking I had to move onto those spots to do the quest. That actually would make it a little bit easier, I think. Because see, I can complete that and get everything without ever moving onto the spot, right? And then same thing here. I can complete this one by, if I wanted to, I could spin both of these. I mean, I was saving them for down here. But yeah, so earlier, remember I got that arrow and I was like, oh, there's nothing I can do with that arrow. But I can actually use the arrow to complete that one. And then I still have another spot for a book. So I think I'll use the book to complete that one. Then gives me a potion and a coin. All right. That may make a big difference on the scoring. We'll see. We'll see if my scoring is better this go round. So that's even like with the bosses and stuff. I don't need to be in the boss's space to complete the boss. So you do have to complete this though. Now I'm looking at it. You do need to complete this to be able to move forward. So. Yeah. So I need a key to come down here anyways. And then that gives me a free movement, so I'll be able to go to here. I don't know what the bridge symbol means. Because see, then this says, oh, this is bridge question mark. Maybe it's just saying that I can use the bridge if I'm on that space. I'm guessing. All right. Yeah, it says bridge 1, so I can go through bridge 1, and this says bridge question, so I can do 1 or 2. Okay. All right, that makes more sense. And then she's going to make me lose 2 things in my bag now that we've done all that. Unfortunately. So I'm going to have her do this and that, I guess. Yeah. All right. Okay, it makes more sense. Someone says a rogue has a nice I take 2 dice combo. Hey, there are all my keys. Oh, and that's a lot of potions. That's a lot of potions. Okay, I need the key, so I think we'll take the key. But if I take the key, then she's taking the key, which gives her a second diamond, or ruby, which is dangerous. Problem is, no matter what, she's taking a key. I have no option. She's taking a key. So I'm taking a key. She's taking a key. I didn't take this first. Actually, hang on. Maybe I do take this. I'm trying to think. Sword. Well, I could store another sword, or I can get 4 potions. So now this free move action seems kind of weird. Because in order to... Oh, so actually when I complete this, it's going to allow me to move here for free. So I don't need a horseshoe. So that's going to let me move here for free. And then I'll need the sword to move here. So yeah, let's do the key. She does the key. I need the sword to move. All right. Let's see if we got this. All right, so we're going to do the key here, which gives us the bridge to Terabithia. And then allows us to move anywhere. So we're just going to move into that spot. Then we're going to use our banked keys to do these 2, which gives us 2 rubies and allows us to do another bridge to Terabithia. And defeats the first bad guy, or boss. Yeah, so ruby, bridge, boss. All right, and then we're going to use the sword to go there. That's better. And then she gets a ruby. So definitely can't let her get any coins. All right. Okay. I almost feel like I probably should have picked up this quest, but that would have required me to come down 1 more. My ability allows me to move to any completed village, cave, or port. There's no ports. It would be village, which just put me right back down here. Yeah, all right. So to get out of here, we're going to need another key. Lots of keys to get through here. But one solo player had a score in the 120 range, which is far different from you. I didn't find that, David. Did you? I looked through each thread, but I didn't click on like threads that didn't specifically mention solo per se. I did search for the word score, and I didn't see any threads that said score. All right. So let's see what happens. We got our key again, so we can move out of this joint, which gives us a key to finish that, and then we can move anywhere. So if I take the key, she's going to take the book, which gives her another ruby. Do I need a book? I do need a book down here. If I take the book, then she's going to take the sword, which gives her a gold bar. I think I'm good with that. I'm going to do the book. She's going to take the sword, and I'm going to take the key. All right, so we're going to bank the book. Just can't use that for anything right now. And then we're going to use the key here, which I don't know why the bridge, because I don't know why. This is weird. The bridge, it says you get to build the bridge, but you got to build the bridge when you did this one. So I'm kind of confused by that. And then we get one movement, which will just move us into that spot. All right. And then she gets 1 gold bar. All right. We don't get you this time. Or no, we do get you this time. Did I forget to roll that? I might have. That's fine. That's a lot of potions. That's a lot of potions. So I got to remember I do have potions, which allows me to flip a die to the other side. All right, to get down to this one, I either need a arrow, which I have. When I don't want to go after this one. This one's too hard to do in one turn. We want to come down here. So we actually need a horseshoe. Or no, we need to go down. We need a key to go down. Or a horseshoe, because that'll give us a free movement down. What is a horseshoe? Horseshoe on the other side of these? No, that's a key. That's a horseshoe. So the book would be a horseshoe, which I'd prevent her from getting a ruby. But if I do that, then she's going to cross off 2 things out of my bag. So what would I rather her do? I don't want her to cross out the things in my bag. So I'm going to have to let her get a ruby. Which the problem is I need this because this is my horseshoe. Well, the other option is to flip this die and make it a key, but I can't do that until I finish the horseshoe. I could also just re-roll the die for 1 and hope I get a horseshoe. I can't let her do that. She gets rid of my stuff I need. So I'm gonna let her take the book. I can bank a sword. Sword also lets me come up here. Well, no, again, it only lets me come up here if I complete that quest. Which actually gives me a free movement anyways. And I don't need to go up in here because I don't have a quest. I can't go into either one of these. Yeah, I need the horseshoe. I mean, again, I could come over here, which would be an arrow, which to flip this would give me an arrow. Then would give me a coin and a potion, which means basically I'm spending 2 potions, I get 1 potion back. I do have 2 side quests, but I have no keys to use it with. So if I can get a key from my pack, I'll be able to complete quests by discarding these. But I currently have no keys in my pack. I don't want her to cross out 2 of my items, so I have to give her the book. So I'm going to take this. She's going to take the book. I'll take the sword. Now, this is a key, which would actually be good because I could use the key. So I could use my 2 potions to flip this to a key. Put it in my pack. Discard a card, complete this quest, and get a movement. And I can use the sword. No, I need a sword and a horseshoe on that in the same turn. I could use my book here. And then I just need to get a sword and a horseshoe next turn. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to use both potions. Both potions. We're going to flip that to a key. We're going to put the key in our pack. And we're going to spin the key and discard one of my completed quests to complete any quest. So we're going to complete this one. So that gives us a potion and a move anywhere. Move down here. And then the sword, I could bank or I could actually complete this. I think I'll actually complete this. We're going to use the sword to complete that, which gives us 2 more potions. Yeah. And then while I'm standing here, do I just go ahead and spend my book? Let's go ahead and do it. So we're going to go ahead and spend my other book. I was going to use it down here, but we'll use it right here. Spend my other book there. And I have an arrow. So let's go ahead and I'm going to spin it. Let's go for it. Because these don't need to be at the same time. So we're going to go ahead and spin the arrow. Which is going to mean she's going to move up on the X's now. Because I have nothing for her to get rid of. That gives me a coin and another potion. Alright. Yep. Alright, and then she gets a ruby. Alright. Alright, make sure we do our yellow die this time. Ooh, a +2. Oop, there's my horseshoe. No swords. No swords. Although, the back of the arrow is the sword. So we can get the sword. So I do not need this. Alright. She did this, didn't she? Yeah. The bad thing is the ruby gives her the most points too, so it's like, it's like, is that the best choice? So, if I give her the potion, I need this, I need this. I'm going to have to give her the potion, which means she's going to get another ruby. If I take this, it's a key on the other side, which would allow me to move down, but I'm kind of working on this one right here. Yep. If I do get one of anything, which would be my key to move me down, I'm going to give it to her. All right. I'm going to take these 2. She's going to get the potion. All right. So we're going to use 2 potions to flip a die to the sword. We have our sword and our horseshoe, which completes this one. So that gives us a coin because we are the first one to complete it. Then that gives us any one item. We need a key so we can go down. And then we get a ruby. And then we defeated the second guy. So we get a gold bar. And then she gets another ruby. That's getting dangerous. That's no bueno. All right. Yep, that's not good. I don't know if I'm technically doing any better or not. I will say it is slightly easier than what I was doing earlier because now I can complete things around me and I don't have to move into them. That was always what I was trying to do, is move into them. So now I use my key. So I just need to complete this one. I just need 2. If I get to the 3rd boss, that actually ends the game before she ends the game on me. So. What do I do with that one? Shake it? It was kind of sitting on horseshoe. And I shook it into a coin. All right. So, horseshoe. Am I fine with her taking 2 of my potions? I think I am. Because I need a book. I need the arrow, which is fine. Which means she'll take the horseshoe. Can I do anything with the horseshoe? No. Potion's way down here. So let's see here. She would take the horseshoe first if I don't take the horseshoe. Which means I lose 2 potions. It's a book on the other side, which could complete. No, I can't complete this one at all. They've got to be in my backpack. Backpack, 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 backpack. I need a book here. Which again, so okay, no, I need the horseshoe because I need to flip it. And I've got enough to flip it. So I need the horseshoe. So if I take the horseshoe, and she's going to take this, which will cross out 2 items in my backpack. I don't have 2 items for cross out, so it'd be an X. But I need this arrow here. So I can't let her take the arrow. I can't. Ah, the 2 I need are these 2. That's if I want to do the book this turn. So that's potion and keys. I could just do a reroll. So I could let her take the arrow and then just do a reroll. Do I just let her do a reroll? Do I do a reroll? Hope I get my arrow again? I think that... But then I can't flip this, so I could reroll both. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to go ahead and take that. She's going to take that. Doesn't matter which one I take. Although I could actually just use the 2 potions. All right. So we're going to spend our 1 key. So we can move down. Now, if I get a sword to bank, actually. If I get a sword, that wouldn't be the end of the world because I can bank the sword and I can complete this other one. So almost got what I wanted. So that was 1. All right, so I did get my arrow. So we will do that one. And I have a horseshoe. But you can't do anything with the horseshoe. I need a book. So we're going to spend the other potion to reroll this one. And got another horseshoe. So I guess we're banking a horseshoe. All right, and then she's going to cross off 2 things. She can't. So there. All right. So. Too many horseshoes. I don't need you horseshoes. I have a +2. So the +2 would have been beneficial with the arrow because that would have given me both my arrows. I currently have no potions, so I could take potions so I can manipulate these. I can bank a sword. Oh, actually, yeah, I could bank a sword and complete this one. I could do the sword. If I do the sword, she's going to take the horseshoe, which gets rid of my 2 potions I don't have. I could afford to lose that. Although if I get the potions, then of course she's going to have. So I could do this. Because then I'll have 2 swords. I bank a sword. I know, because I can't bank 2 swords. I could bank another horseshoe. Guess that's what I'm going to have to do. Yeah, she's taking a horseshoe no matter what. All right. So I'll do a horseshoe. She does a horseshoe. I'll do a sword. All right. So we're going to, well, we're going to bank the sword, use the sword, bank the horseshoe. I'm going to use the sword here, which gives us a coin and a gold. And then she's going to try to take 2 potions. I don't have 2 potions. All right, I cannot do that again. I do that one more time. She will end the game before I get to finish this quest. So, come on. We need book and arrows. Holy cow, that was horrible. I can't use any of that. That is a horrible roll. I can't use any. Because I have no potion, so I have no way to change this. I could see, and I've got this Bardic Inspiration. Discard a completed side quest to complete any one non-quest. So actually, I could do that. Let's see here. Oh no, the key has to be in my backpack. It's not in my backpack. It's here. I was thinking if I complete it, maybe I can get a symbol I need. All right, she's getting a key. It just doesn't matter. She's getting a key. And I can't use either of mine. This is a dead turn for me. Because I can only complete adjacent quests. Keys move me down, so I can't do anything with that. Swords move me to the right. So if I move there, it would just move me like here, and then I can move down, but it's not doing anything for me. What do I do? What do I do? That's fine. It doesn't matter, because I can't use either one. Yeah. Can't do anything. That was a complete waste of a turn. See, that's what really, I like... Oh, no, hang on. Sorry. I could have taken 2 of the same thing to get a wild. Sorry. I would have taken 2 horseshoes. Yeah, I would have taken 2 horseshoes to get a wild. Oh, actually, that works too. Sorry. Yeah, I can use 2. Okay, I'm going to use these 2 horseshoes for a wild arrow. I'm going to use the 2 horseshoes from that round. Or the 2 keys, whatever they were. It was 2 of the same. Instead of the sword. Now I've completed that. Alright, so we get a coin. We get a ruby. We get a boss. Which is another one of those. And then we get a good of our choice, which unfortunately we can't because our backpack was full. All right. There's an e-copy of the rule book, which might be easier to search. Oh, okay. To see if there's like things that, like when things you can't do things. I keep forgetting 2 of the same as a wild. 2 of the same as a wild. All right. So that was that one. All right. So I've done the 3rd ball. So I've triggered the end of the game. I don't know how you would get the 4th. I would have to come up here, do this one first, I'm guessing, right? And then come down and across and then end here so then I could do both of those. This is probably the better puzzle. I guess you got to plan that out. So, my final turn isn't going to matter because I'm not adjacent to anything. Yeah. Not adjacent to anything. So my hope would get the to get any points. I want to get the +2, and I need a potion. It's kind of what I need on this turn. +2, and the potion. Ooh, wow, that's exactly what I said. Because I don't care what she gets, because this again is the final turn. So I'm gonna do the +2. She's gonna take the what's first? Key. I'm gonna take the potion. Let's go away. So I get 4 potions. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to spend all 4 to get us another coin. And then she gets a gold, which still wouldn't have triggered the end of the game. 10 pages might be worth a slow reread. And done. This is the end of the game. This is going off to Alex for extra life. It's a fun game. I would have no problem keeping it. I just don't know when I would play it again, or when me and Audrey would play it as 2 players. Because now that I'm playing the rules right, so now I got to go back to both of the other videos and put a rules clarification. Again, don't know how much that would have impacted my overall score, but we will see. So she's got 14, 26, 49. Wow, that's a lot. As I'm looking at it, that's a lot. So I got 15 and 8, 23, and hang on, let's just do this. 15, 8, 9. So 27, 30, 42, 59. I just beat her with the extra 27 points. Yeah, those, David, whoever said they're getting 120 points is lying. That's all I can say. Whoever's saying they're getting 120 points is lying, or I'm not scoring something correctly. But I think I am scoring correctly. Like, you only score the treasure that you get, right? And the treasure I've gotten is exactly what I've claimed down here plus there. So I know I'm not doing this incorrectly, right? And then I'm just adding those together. Like, I don't see a way that you can get 120, right? Now, this one I did get, let's see, what did I get this turn? I got 24 and 8, so 32. So I think this is my highest scoring. So 32. So let's pretend I would have gotten 32 on all of them, right? Because now that I know about the areas. But again, the reason I was able to get so many on that one is because all of the bosses gave you a ruby. So we're still going to pretend. We're going to pretend I could get 32 on each of them. That's 96. It's still not 100 and what did you say, 120 range. And our bosses got 35, what is that, 61, and then 40, 100, 110. So the boss got 110. So yes, I could see where you would need 120 to win. I don't know how you would do that. Really don't. Because to pick up the quest, you have to move into a quest spot. And then you got to go hunt down the quest. And while you're hunting down the quest, you're not hunting down bosses. And you're on a timer with these. I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. Where's the webcam? Well, where's the webcam? There it is. There we are. All right, guys. There we go. That is Drawn to Adventure. It is up on Amazon. I mean, there's still some up there. I don't know where the money goes. Where does money go when a publisher is out of business? I guess Amazon gets the money because I guess Amazon bought them from the publisher. I'm not really sure how that works, but there is a link down below to Amazon if you want to pick up this game. Like I said, it seems interesting, and it probably is a puzzle that has to be solved, and you're not going to solve in one session to figure out the optimal routes and what you need to do. Like I said, I did have the rules mistake at the beginning, so maybe it is possible that, yeah, when I was moving, I would have been able to complete 3 quests, move, 3 quests, move, 3 quests. So you get a lot more quests done that way. Same with the bosses. I was moving into the boss to complete it, but if I was next to the boss to complete it, then I wouldn't have had to waste a turn getting into that spot. So maybe that would have adjusted my score a little bit. But again, then you have to play perfect. You need to get 30 to 40 plus points on each one and trigger the end game before the boss does. And with the boss, you have to be better than I was about planning what to give them. I kept giving her the ruby, which meant that she got 23 points just because of the rubies. But that was the best option, right? Any other option would have triggered or forced the end game a little bit quicker. Or I would have lost my potions. So looking at the blog entries and geek list entries to ensure solo. I know, so when it was first done, I don't think there was a solo. But then they did add the solo to the rule book because everybody kept asking for the solo. So I know the rulebook now has the solo. Before that, it was a digital. So I don't know if it was added with a particular version. Developed artwork, solo mode designed by Drake. Yeah, I don't know. Because sometimes rulebooks have like a revision number or version number. This one doesn't. Yeah. Yeah. Don't know. That's what it is. If you guys want to see more gameplays like this and watch me struggle over rules, just make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you notice I made any other mistakes and you've played this besides the completing quest mistake, which again probably did impact my game a little bit, let me know down below as well. Again, even with that, I mean, I did not dislike this game. It was just when something seems harder than what you can possibly do to beat it, it makes me dislike the game or like the game less, I guess I should say. Again, don't need to always win, but it feels good to win. We are playing My City tonight. Yes, Dave, we are playing My City tonight. Me and Audrey are going to start our My City campaign. So yeah, we like it. We like polyomino games. We like legacy games. So we'll see. I don't know how much is really legacy in that, because I don't think they sell a reset pack. So it may be a permanent legacy. I don't know. We'll find out tonight. We'll go through 3 games, which is considered, I guess they call that a season, which is 3 episodes. I don't know why they're using the term episodes and seasons. It sounds like a TV show to me, not a city building thing. And then tomorrow night, it looks like Arcadia Quest is winning the poll. So I'll probably be painting Arcadia Quest. Luckily with Arcadia Quest, depending which first scenario I do, you only need like 3 baddies. And most of the time the baddies are only like 2 guys. And then there's a group of 4. So I think there's like a group of 4, which is like the default dummy baddies, the little cannon fodder guys. And then I think it's like 2 of each of the medium baddies. So total, I would only have to paint 8 baddies. And then if I want to go true solo, then I only need to paint 2 heroes. If I want to go two-handed solo, then I need 4 heroes. I don't think that's a single painting session either way. So what I'll probably do is paint the baddies up, and then I think I'll give maybe another poll so people can choose. Maybe I should paint the heroes first. I think I'll paint the heroes because then I can put up a poll to ask which campaign we should do. And then that'll tell me which baddies to paint. That sounds like a better idea. I think that's what we're going to go with. Yeah, that is that. This is this. I need to go grab some lunch because it is getting close to 1:30 because somebody had ballet class today. So I had to pick up a little ballerina from her ballet class and move the stream. I need to remember to just set this one at 12:30 anyways. So 10 to 12 minis. Yeah, it would be 4. It'd be the 4 heroes. And the thing is, the 4 heroes are used throughout all 4 quests. So like I only have to do that once. And then it'll be 8 minis for the first scenario. And then what I can do is then every week or every other week, depending if I split this between this and Marvel United, every other week paint the officers. So there's officers and bosses, David. So there are 2 more that switch in and out in the later campaigns. So what I'd be able to do is basically just take another 4, so bosses and some of the officers for the following. Unless the subsequent campaign requires me to go up against a particular baddies that I didn't paint the first time, right? So I call them the pink guys, right, which are like the tentacle-faced guys, and then there's the blue guys, which are like the blue guys with 1 eyeball, the Cyclops guys. So those are kind of like the 2 teams, and I think it switches back and forth between them, and then eventually they'll throw in some of the officers. So 3 weeks? No, I've got everything. I got everything Starcadia Quest. So it'll be many weeks. But that's what I said. I think I'll just switch that for my Friday painting back and forth, and then I'll leave Saturdays to like batch painting, big like games that have like tons and tons of baddies that need to be painted. You know, I got Hero Quest. I got more Zombicide. I got Stalker. I got Evershade, Lands of Evershade back there. So I'll probably leave that for the Saturday one normally, batch painting. That way I can, because like these guys, I want to do a little bit more effort like I do with the Marvel United minis. They're nice chibi minis. I don't want to like speed paint these guys. So that it is going to take longer to do these guys. So that's why I figured I'll just split this between this and Marvel United. And then with Marvel United, I should easily be able to create a stream every week based on who I've got painted. And if it's just one boss that I need painted, then I'll just paint that one guy off stream. Or maybe paint it as a separate, just single video that I upload as a single video of how to paint that one guy. I don't know. I'm going to go eat now. I'm done rambling. I'm going to go eat. So for all of you out there, until next time, peace.